Yo, what's up? Welcome to Donkey Kong Country Returns. This game is the fourth in the DKC series. The first one not on the SNES. There was a bit of a break after the third one. This game released in 2010. It's known to be quite tough. I'm sure there'll be many stages where I'll need to concentrate, so I've got someone here to help me with a commentary.
Hey, I'm Rickles. I ran this game until like 2019. took a break from surfing.
Yeah, there've been a few new developments. I'm sure I'll be talking about a lot too. There's a lot that I can autopilot early on, but it'll get difficult later. Yeah, it's a really cool run. I hope there's a lot of strats I hope to nail, and yeah, let's get into it. Time starts the moment that I hit one player on a new file. I'm gonna be using this one. And yeah, would you do time for me?
Yeah, sure.
All right, then let's go in 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck, my friend.
All right. The story of this game is very simple. We've got like 30 seconds of downtime before anything actually starts. There's this gang called the Tiki Tak tribe, this bunch of weird masks, who invades the DK island and hypnotizes all the animals into stealing DK's bananas. So he just kind of wakes up one day, finds them stolen, and beats the hell out of the first Tiki. And yeah, now there's movement, which I'll let you talk about.
Yeah, so first of all, you can jump, you can roll, as you can see. The funny thing about being a Wii game is that every time that we do a roll, you can see TimeLink do a little bit of a shake. It's not because he's nervous. No, we got motion controls. The one main critic point about it. But fortunately, we got Diddy right now, and Diddy allows us for continuous rolling instead of having to jump to keep our speed and then go all the way back.
Yeah, we want Diddy as much as possible. He's got a lot of good features. He's also got this jetpack that I can use to hover a little. Sometimes that makes new strats possible. Sometimes it's just for safety, but mostly it's for the continuous rolls because like sections like these, they're sped up so much by not having to re-roll every couple meters. And you can also, one of the most prominent features of DKC in general is if you roll off of a ledge, you can still jump in midair as long as you have momentum. With DK, that momentum fades out eventually. With Diddy, like I said, we can go forever. And we can use that to roll really far off some ledges and make some far jumps that are really cool.
Funny enough, it's actually a requirement to get one of the letters in the first stage to teach you.
Yeah, exactly. It's very much an intended mechanic that we like to take advantage of.
Now, having Diddy Kong as a power-up instead of a second character, so much of an upgrade.
Oh yeah. We also have 4 hearts in this game as opposed to in the previous games where you had 2 Kongs and they could each take a hit and then you die. And there's a lot of damage boosting strats in this game, like that one. We can just, you know, not care that we get hit. This part of the level is very cycle-based and it's very difficult to do optimally. Somehow it always looks different. There's a lot of vine climbing here too. The vines are finicky. Like sometimes they'll grab onto that, sometimes they won't. Okay. I guess we'll waiting a bit. Yeah, vine climbing is finicky because the grab button for the vines is the very same button you use to run. You pretty much always want to be holding down 1 on the Wiimote, or I think it's something different if you play with nunchuck, but the problem is, yeah, run and grab are the same thing, and sometimes the movement around vines is difficult. For these sections, there's also something that we do called diagonal climbing, where like instead of just holding up to go up on the vines, we actually hold diagonally up left or up right, depending on where the vines are, which makes us climb faster somehow. I don't really understand it, but it's a thing. You just have to trust me. All right, 1 free, there's not much to say. I think we can go over the category a little. Any percent basically just means beat the game as fast as possible. We're not going to be doing anything that's optional. There will be some optional paths we take, though. You can go into that.
Yeah, in Worlds 3, 4, and 7, it is actually faster to spend some banana coins, which we do have to farm a little bit in the run, so you might see TimeLink go off the beaten path for just a little bit. Just to get some medals. But getting those optional levels definitely beat up either doing multiple levels or doing some levels that really take a long time to complete.
Yeah. Every single world has a branching path like that.
Yeah.
And in those 3 specific worlds, it's faster to take the key path for various reasons that we'll explain as we get to each level.
Especially in World 4, but you'll see.
Oh,
that.
yeah.
World 4 is a treat.
Yeah. Like I said, we need a bunch of banana coins, like the one I just got from the gold barrel there. Usually, they're not a problem to obtain. Or it's not a problem to obtain enough for the keys that we need. There is incentive to get extra coins though for the last shop because we'll be buying important power-up items there. Alright, 1.5 is a level that's very heavy on barrels. This level is mostly about memorization, knowing when you can shoot, and there's a bunch of things you can skip like this. There's a bunch of cool shots like that you can do. Sometimes you can just auto-fire away and press 2 repeatedly. Sometimes you have to wait for the barrels to spin a little or for things to line up. But it's a really cool level if it goes right.
If it goes right, for sure. If you fail,
Oh yeah.
it might be costly in terms of how much time you lose. Some of these shortcuts are actually dev intended.
Yeah, there's a cool one here. We just skipped that barrel. And there's one here that's definitely intended because there's a puzzle piece.
Yeah.
Let's wait here for this barrel. And then they kind of trick you here. You think this is an auto-fire section, but then these 2 specific barrels, you have to wait until they turn. Otherwise, you're just gonna like fire yourself up constantly and you will die. It is something I always got caught up on as a kid. I played this game a lot, like back in 2018, I think already. I have a long history with this game. It's one of my favorites. Back then, I just did a lot of individual level, like. This game has a great time attack. I spent a lot of time there back then. I filmed them off of the TV with my shaky with shaky camera recordings. I still have some of those videos. They're some of the ones I treasure most to this day.
Oh, you were that guy that had like the camcorder recordings. I remember verifying those.
No, I didn't submit to Speedrun.com until like last year.
There was a person.
But,
okay,
yeah.
Someone else then.
It was just a couple of individual level runs that I never published, but I still have them on my phone. Minecart levels, everyone's favorite in GKC. What you want to do here is minimize airtime, and you want to jump up any kind of upward slope, even if it's like not a very big one. Downward slopes we usually want to take. But there's some that are steep enough for them to actually lose time over doing something like this. Like, that one's steep enough that we actually want to jump down it rather than ride it down and take the speed. Otherwise, there's not too much to say. There's actually a second type of minecart level in this game that we'll get to later. You'll see each type a couple times. And yeah. I don't think we covered the difference between this and other categories.
Yeah.
So there's 3 main categories on the leaderboard. There's any percent, there's 100%, and there's 200%. If you've played this game casually before, you might think that you have to collect all the puzzle pieces in the levels because there's always 5, 7, or 9 hidden collectibles in each level, but none of these categories actually do that because what we base that off is just the percentage counter on the titles. Ooh, that one kind of sucks because there's 3 coins. I'll try and go for the GK icon, hang on. It's just the percentage counter on the title screen. Oh, that's really good. I'll go into that in a second. But yeah, in order to get 100%, you just have to beat every level, which does involve you detouring from the Kong ladders and some of the really difficult levels. But that's all you have to do. No puzzle pieces, no time attack. And the same goes for 200%, which is just doing 100% and then you unlock hard mode or mirror mode, where every level is mirrored. You don't have Diddy and you only have 1 hard. It's really tough for some levels. All right, 1B. Do you want to talk about 1B or should I?
I mean, if you can.
All right. So this is our first boss. There's a total of 9 hits separated into 3 phases here. There's a really difficult strat in the aisle that like is super inconsistent, so we just do that. We'd have him transform in the left side, and it's faster, but it's super tight. Otherwise, what I can do here if I'm good is a double hit like that, where I get him on one side of the arena, and then again before he starts his attack pattern. It becomes tighter with each phase, so this one's really hard. Yeah, you see, I didn't get that one in. That's okay. This is hit number 8, and then this is hit number 9. And that's it.
Definitely the fastest boss. Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. At the end of each world, we get to beat up one of the tikis who were hypnotizing the animals. They also took control of the bosses, made them fight DK. Yeah. And usually, if you're playing casually, you get to punch them a lot of times by waiting a little and then shaking the Wiimote a lot. We don't want to do that. We don't really have time for that. We have places to be. So we just shake the Wiimote super early and just like punch once immediately. We're the one punch man.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, 2-1. Oh god, 2-1. 2-1's one of my least favorite levels in the game. I'll be real.
So every world is like separated into a theme. World 1 is jungle. Yeah, jungle. And then World 2 is the beach. You'll see a lot of water in here. There's no swimming in this game. That's up for the sequel. But if we ever touch water, not good news.
Yeah. This level has a bunch of really tight strats. There's a few cycle skips you can do. And they really help because they make the cycles a lot nicer for the end. The problem is that they're like impossible. I've never hit this skip. You can get up there earlier, and I rarely hit the second one, even in IL. So the rest of this level is unfortunately going to be a lot of waiting on cycles in the very end. I'll point it out when we get there. There's also a kind of difficult strat here. Yeah, you can do that without taking damage, but the fact that I boosted up in the first place is good. Here's where you would do a really hard skip, and then all of this would line up a lot better. It's just really unfortunate. It's one of my least favorite levels. This feels so awful to play. I also have to wait for this platform. And then this one syncs up again. The nice thing about this game, speedrunning this game, is pretty much all cycles are local. So if you mess up somewhere, you're not lost forever. You will eventually be able to sync up with what you practice, what you used to do, the strats you know. Eventually it'll all sync back up and you can play exactly like you've practiced it. So that's really good. 2-2 is a very chill level after 2-1. There's one big strat at the end that I will try and go for because it's free to attempt, but it's one of the hardest cycle skips in the game. It saves you like 5 seconds if you get it. It loses literally no time if you fail it, so I just always go for it. What? It's a lot of simple rolling here. There's this interesting behavior sometimes where if I like landed just at the edge of a platform, you'll hear like a huffing sound from DK, and he'll kind of clip up onto it and gain a little height. I like to call it a ledge grab, even though that's not exactly what it is, but it's like the closest I can describe it. It's something we use a lot because having that also enables us to roll again immediately after getting on the platform with no cooldown. There's some cases where that's not the case, but usually it's a thing we want to do as much as possible because it's fast. Okay, yeah. I failed the skip. You can grab onto the vines from the bottom, and then while the platform's going the other way, you can barely make it across. It is really hard, though. So that is definitely not a common thing. I think I've gotten it like once in an any % run. It's my goal now. It's like 5 seconds faster than what I usually get. It's kind of funny.
Other than that, still solid.
Yeah, it's 2-2 is one of my favorite levels because it's super chill. There's effectively nothing that can go wrong. Like I said, you can, once you kind of know this game, you can autopilot a lot of like the first 4 worlds, I'd say at least. Speaking of piloting, this is 2-3.
Yeah, new to the Donkey Kong Country series. We've had minecarts already, but new to them are the rocket stages. You just control it by holding a yes or no.
No, this is I use 2. I think it's A on nunchuck controls, but like I can play this one-handed. It's not a problem at all. These are auto scrollers, and you actually cannot speed them up. So I'd say if we have anything to say from the host station, I think now is pretty much the time.
Yeah, for sure. We have a $10 donation from Tempest Mask 1000. I knew you were going to hear this one. Saying, hello, ESA friends. Happy having visited ESA Winter 23 and saw TimeLink, a long time pal. I'm stoked to see he's running my first ever DKC. Best of luck, buddy. Thanks again for the mega comms last year. Banana slamma those tikis.
Thank you, Tempest. Yeah, I met Tempest here for the first time in person last year. It was a really good time. See, the thing about Tempest is he runs a lot of niche Mega Man games that even a huge Mega Man nerd like I have never heard of. And he somehow like always manages to be short on comms. Someone dropped out last year, and I just like, he very spontaneously asked me to commentate Mega Man for the Game Gear, which I'd never even seen prior to attending the event, and yeah, there I was on the main stage. it was a good time. He's a good guy. That was a close call.
Yeah, don't do that.
But thank you very much for your donation. That means a lot. I'm sad you can't be in person here this year. I need to hear. Okay. But yeah,
time,
maybe next time.
And next time you'll stay longer because holy heck, last winter he stayed here for like half. Couldn't join the BSG relay.
All right. Well, yeah. One thing I wanted to go into here. Sometimes you'll see me stall on the gold barrel a bit because there's 4 things you can get from the gold barrel. You can get a single bunch of bananas, which is the first thing. Then it rolls over to a life. Then it rolls over to a single coin. And then there's the DK icon. If you hit that, you get a chance to slam the barrel 15 times, and you'll either get 15 bunches of bananas, 15 coins, which is what we want, and or 15 lives, which is the rarest, I believe, but it still happens like way too often. I think it's like the distribution's like 50% for bananas and like 40 for coins and 10 for lives or something like that. But it feels like we want coins pretty much all the time, and it feels like you never get them when you want them. I already got one from the gold barrel in 6-1 because it is very practical to stall on auto scrollers on the gold barrels because there's usually long ending animations associated with them that already make the gold barrel like scroll away. So that's when you'll usually see me stall for the DK icon for some coins. Sometimes, like, depending on how I'm looking on coins, I'll also stall in other places maybe. Because like I said, there's a lot of extra incentive to get extra coins. We can buy an item called banana juice in the shop that gives us 10 extra hits for a level, which will be very, very useful for some. I want at least 2 for 8-1 and 7-7. I would like more though, ideally. Like I can make use of pretty much all the extra coins I can get in this run. There's a lot of levels that benefit greatly from it.
Back in the day, we didn't even have to like wait on those barrels and just focus on getting 1 of those banana juices for 8-1. But there's a reason that I got a 140. And
yeah, I pretty much like. I think optimally, if you play really well, the only one you need is 8-1. But like, you can make use for so much more because there's a lot of damage boost heavy levels. This is 2-5. 2-5 is weirdly inconsistent. You'll see coming up right here. Feast your eyes on this one. Let's see if we get it. No, we didn't. That tentacle, I don't know why. It's like a 50-50 whether you get hit or not. I don't know why. It seems to be random from what I can tell, and it's unfortunate because this level's not exactly easy, and we would like to keep Diddy. And these tentacles are weird with their hitboxes too, so I'll take this somewhat slow. There's one more section here where I have to go under. And then I still have Diddy, so I'll try and go up top here. Maybe not. Okay, that's fine. Fine in the sense that, well, next level is 2-7, and 2-7 kind of benefits a lot from having Diddy.
yeah,
We'll manage.
the next stage is relatively tight on cycles.
Oh yeah, this is also one of my least favorites.
Yeah, so you might have to improvise a little bit. As there are waves coming from the back, in the front, you want to be covered by at least something. In the start, it's relatively easy, but at a later point, you're gonna be crawling at like a really small one with a few frames to spare.
I'll be focusing here. The problem is that there's these orange crap that I can't just roll through. With Diddy, like, you can just roll continuously until you see one, and then you can jump over it. But with DK, we always want to be doing roll jumps, so I might just like crash into one. Like with Diddy, you can play this like reactively. With Donkey, you have to play proactively. I don't have the entire level memorized, yeah, I'll take it a little slow here and there. 2-7 is really not easy. It's really chokeable. Fun fact, in the time attack mode, the shiny gold requirement, which is the highest possible medal, is 50-00. My IL time is exactly that. I've tied it to the frame. And it did give me the shiny gold. And as soon as I got that, I was out of here because I hate it every second of grinding this. It's so tight because it's so pace locked. It was an interesting time. I have a spreadsheet too that compares like all of my times to the actual shiny gold, and it's funny to just see like the minus 0.000000. Okay. 2B. 2B is conceivably simple. It's a nice boss because like there's a bunch of bosses that have a lot of RNG in this game, and this is not one of them. This fight is separated into 6 hits. You have 6 hits. You have these crabs here, and you have to jump on their head. Then you ground pound next to them, and then you jump on them, and then they all kind of gang up on you, start building a tower. Eventually, they'll start dancing to the music, and then you can knock them over. The thing about that is, they don't actually like to dance to the music. If you try and stay close to them, they'll delay as much as they feel like it. Because, you know, you'd think, yeah, just be close to them, and as soon as you hear the music, you can grill them over. But no, they specifically try and prevent that. So I have to, like, keep my distance there. This fight's kind of tough to optimize with, like, doing as short pounds and as early hits as possible, because sometimes the jumps also won't register and won't put them in defense mode. There was one more thing I wanted to say. Oh yeah, we can get a banana coin by bouncing on their free heads one after another, which is why I'm making sure to use the jetpack. This is something we will use for coins in World 3 as well. We'll be bouncing on many enemies' heads in a row. There's one level that's really convenient for it, because every bounce in succession after the second one will give you a coin until like at some point like where it's like 12 in a row or something and you start getting lives. We will actually barely get to that point. The last one will give us a life.
Yeah, and then the medals flying in the air. That's why I call it Metal Alley or Banana Metal Alley.
Yeah, exactly. There's a really convenient spot in 3-4 that has a lot of medals in the air and a bunch of enemies that we can bounce on in succession. Because this is the first world that we need to buy a key on. At the very next one, we also need to buy the key on. So like, if you don't hit like the coins on the DK icon, for instance, things can be a little tight there. But that level makes it nicely.
As for the stage 3 one, it has a lot of really cool places where the platforming just looks insanely cool.
Mm-hmm. It's one of my favorites for sure. This stage is deceptively easy.
Yeah,
it's honestly fairly consistent, I would say. There's a bunch of places where you have to be a little careful, but for the most part, this one's just great to play. There's actually differences in the time attack mode for some reason. There's an enemy that's not there in time attack. Really? There's like a skip that I found only works for me in time attack. We like skip to a platform immediately. I don't really get it, but it's a thing. Oh, praise Wiimote DK, by the way. Look at the giant guy in the background. We love him.
We just need a Diddy with a nunchuck and life would be complete.
Yeah, true. They should have added that in Tropical Freeze. That would be a nice callback. I think Wiimote DK isn't Tropical Freeze, actually, because the Lost World is like...
Is it?
I think so. The Lost World has a level based on each of the worlds from this game, because it's the DK Island. And I think in the third level, that's based on World 3, the Wiimote DK is in the background somewhere. I recently replayed it, because I want to speedrun it this year, too. That's on the list. 3-2. 3-2 is one of the longer levels. This one's like 2 minutes long. There's a bunch of cool skips that I will go for here, though. One in particular that I started picking up very recently. This section's interesting and a little finicky. There's a bunch of colibris here. What I want to do is jump on all of them in succession, but they're kind of small and they're a little finicky to hit sometimes. Usually it's pretty consistent, but it doesn't always work. There's technically a faster strat too, where you like collect them all on the ground and then just roll through them all, but I think that's like frames faster if you get it just right and very hard. Of course, this level's about, you know, knowing your barrel shots, knowing how each barrel will turn here when it's safe to fire. Right here, there's a strat that you can do. I've never properly learned it. There's 4 buttons here. If you're really precise about your positioning there... Oh wait, first of all, hold on. Important skip. Nice, okay, second try.
That blew my mind when I saw it.
Yeah, I showed this to Rick in the practice room just the other day. Because I think it's a very new thing. I saw it in the IL record not too long ago. Tight shot, by the way, if you want to hold right. And I just started implementing it because it looks cool. Like, that lost me time because I got it second try. It really barely saves you any time, but it looks cool because you abuse the weird switch geometry with it being tilted, and you can somehow barely stand on it for a brief moment and jump off of it. And it's more of a style thing than anything else, but it's really cool. I like it. Okay, so here's something else that Reek showed me in the practice room the other day. You want to do this?
Sure, but now not one is infallible. Not infallible. What's the word? Come on. Anyway, you just mash. Oh no, I failed, and you get this every time.
Yeah, I didn't know. So there's a failsafe system. Like the game doesn't just like kill you immediately if you miss a shot into the mouth there. What I didn't know is like on the second one, if you just mash and abuse that failsafe system, you'll get into the mouth every time. I have actually failed to get in there, even though it's pretty lenient. You want to go as fast as possible is the thing, and so sometimes you go too early. And yeah, this is our first key. This is Cranky. He likes to say mean things to us. We don't appreciate that. So we're out of there as fast as possible again after buying the key. And now you see the key path is unlocked up here. And instead of going that like U shape at the bottom, we get to just go straight through the top, which actually saves us a level in this case. So usually we'd have to do 3-1, 3-2, 3-3, 3-5, 3-6. Now we can not do 3-3 and 3-5 and just do 3-4 instead, which is also a lot faster. This level is like 50 seconds long-ish. And like Reek said, this is the level with a lot of medals coming up soon. We will won all of those for the banana juice. This is the part. So there's a lot of coins just floating in the air, and there's a lot of really conveniently placed enemies. You'll see our coin counters going up rapidly, and even though we just bought the key for 20 coins, we're already back up to 31, which is more than enough for the next key and then some. Both the keys in each world and the banana juice cost 20 coins. So that's the amount we're looking at. Like when we get close to the shop in World 7, I'll like see, do I have about 80 coins, and can I buy a lot of banana juice? There's a specific strat at the end there. You saw me delay before moving onto the platform with the shark, because we want to load in the platform and we want to have it move to the right, but we do not want to load in the shark because it gets in the way otherwise, and I think we just failed the jump. So I specifically like waited in kind of a specific position on the left before I moved on. 3-6 is interesting because this level introduces the one and only animal buddy in returns, Rambi. There's Squawks is kind of there, but like he's basically been degraded to an item. It's unfortunate. Rambi's more heavy than DK. He's got slower acceleration, and he's got a slower top speed. But he can break through a lot of obstacles. There's a lot of things DK can't kill, but he can. Though he's not immune to fire. We need to take care of these things, for instance, because else Rambi will run away, and it's not a good time.
The main idea is, whenever Rambi is running, you want to keep him running as long as possible. As every time that you restart it, it takes a while to start up again. Yeah. In a little bit... Oh! Well, that's the first one.
Alright, yeah. First of probably a couple. Yeah. It's really hard to have deathless runs in this game. My PB is still not deathless. I think a deathless run just kind of automatically gets you like a 135 or something in this game. It is really difficult, especially if you're going for the high level stress. That one's an uncommon death. I've had that one happen before, but it's an uncommon one. Would you want to do is... Okay. Rambi?
He's still there.
Here's
No.
the problem.
Yeah, no. In Tropical Freeze, actually, there are like 3 required Rambi stages.
Okay, well,
Okay, sure. However, in only one of them he is needed. As for this game, you see Rambi exactly once, and he's required.
yeah, I actually had that happen recently too. Where I don't know why they don't give you Rambi off the second crate if you just like, he just kind of, I think he fell into the void. So in theory, like, the game should have given me another one to continue because I literally can't otherwise. But well, I don't know.
That's why I just go through the hoop.
Yeah, it's usually very consistent to just go under, because there's a specific strat where you just bounce on the first one, it gets you the exact height and distance needed to hover under the second one, but I don't know. It wasn't working today. Here you'll see we're running across a whole bunch of gaps in the floor. Rambi's actually big enough that like you can just continue running across a bunch of gaps that would seem to drop you in. But yeah, like Reek said, we want to keep Rambi running as long as possible, and so it's really convenient to just be able to go non-stop there. Oh Lord, Freebie.
Yeah.
This is the first instance of an RNG hell in the run. You can go and cover it.
This is actually the only boss in the game that I had to relearn back in actually last year when I had to prep for the commentary itself. So first of all, you got this chicken who just does what it wants to do. That is something I haven't seen before.
Come on, I'm over here.
Yeah, you want to throw like 3 bombs every phase.
Come here.
And if you can throw them together, you can like just throw bombs at him. Unfortunately, we're off to a bad start.
There we go. Yeah, that's what we want to see.
Yeah.
But the thing is, this guy's really bad at aiming. Like, sometimes he can yeet bombs, like, all the way to the other side. I don't know if he properly sees you. It's weird.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens here.
We are at 4 bombs right now. Should have been at 6.
No, I didn't grab it when I was on the ground. Okay, that's fine. It's kind of expected, because as soon as he lowers the floor, it becomes a lot tighter getting those bombs in. Yeah. It's a bad boss. We unfortunately have two birds in this run, and they are both jerks.
They're both jerks.
They're
yeah.
both RNG hell.
This boss can go super fast. Or what happened just now?
Yeah, it's possible to do this in like 20 seconds-ish if everything goes perfectly. Well, more like 25. But yeah, you can also just like not place the bombs where you want to. Or he can give you like fake bombs in phase 2. He can give you ones that detonate super early. The bombs will also like, if you're holding a bomb and he chucks one onto you, they'll like plink off each other and you'll lose the one. And there's all kinds of things to watch out for. And there's all kinds of things that can go wrong, even without factoring in your execution. And that's really hard in the second phase too.
So, before we get into the stage, this is like a little transition between stage 3. You can see some ruins, and now we're going into the cave system. Every world has this. I love it.
Yeah, it's awesome.
But more importantly about the cave world is you can see some platforming. Don't get used to it.
Yeah.
As we're going into vehicle mount. And as TimeLink mentioned earlier, instead of being in the minecart, we're jumping from minecart to minecart. And actually, I'm a little bit of a liar as well. There is a lot of awesome platforming in the stage.
Oh yeah, 4-1's still one of the best ones.
Yeah, yeah.
This world, unfortunately, is entirely filled with auto-scrolls of varying types. There's 5 levels here. I think there's 2 of these minecarts where you're on the jewels. There's one where you're inside the minecart, like in 1.6, and there's 2 rocket barrel auto-scrollers. It's quite the world. Something important to note about these minecarts here, you'll see they're different. Donkey's standing on top of the minecart and not inside. In 1.6, like I said a couple of things, like we want to jump upward slopes so things go faster.
Not possible here.
Yeah. In this one, since you don't control the cart, that's not possible. The cart will always move at the exact same speed. So I can even take detours for things like this without losing any time. It's kind of funny. We'll be waiting on the DK icon and a bunch of levels here because I want coins. But yeah, there's not too much to talk about for the next 2 levels or so. The next one's also another jewel minecart, which we can't do that much in. And then we'll be buying the key for 4-4, which is the level up there. we can't skip a level outright in World 4. We just take an alternative one, because in order to get to 4-4, we need to beat 4-2, which we could skip otherwise. But doing 4-2 and 4-4 instead of 4-3 and 4-5 happens to be about 20 seconds faster for each level, so it's worth it.
With an auto-scroller, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Otherwise, this is the perfect time for donations or anything else, because, yeah, we have these entire 2 levels that are just auto-scrolls and nothing else going on.
Sounds good to me. We have $40 from Sir Reuven saying, TimeLink is a very wholesome person, and thus you'll always have a nice time linking up with him.
Oh!
Yeah, that was a little hard to read. It's so great to see him being able to showcase a game he has been practicing a lot on the big stage at ESA. Go, my guy, get those bananas. And that went towards getting an ESA winter t-shirt, so congratulations on getting that. And then also going towards the target for Super Mario Galaxy 2 for the perfect run. So thank you so much for that donation and that pun. While we have some time, I do want to bring some notice to the targets and the rewards that we have for the runs coming up. The next run after this one for the Great Circus Mystery, we do have a character choice on which character we will be playing as, either Mickey or Minnie. For just $50, you can put in a vote for which character will be chosen for that run. Same thing for Alex Kidd. We also have a different poll for that as well. Choose the food that triggers the end of the level, which we have I'm totally going to butcher this, onigiri, a hamburger, Spanish omelet, or fish and chips. So those are coming up very close, so make sure you get your donations in for that. And then shortly after, we also have the Tobari and the Knights of the Curious Moon, the final level of True Ending. We still are about halfway towards that, so... Do you want me to keep reading, or?
You're good. We still have another level.
We still got another level?
Yeah.
Right, awesome.
You've got time.
Oh, man. Okay. Why don't we, give just, again, another reminder that we are raising money for Make-A-Wish, which a fantastic organization. They were founded in 1980. Make-A-Wish is the world's leading children's wish-granting organization. They granted over 550,000 wishes, that's a lot of wishes, in 50 countries worldwide. So all of your money is going towards Make-A-Wish. So make sure to get those donations in. We can get all those incentives met, and we can also put it all towards a great cause. All right.
We're in 4-4 now. This is another Rocket Barrel auto-scroller. There's a lot of moles. I like moles. The ones in this game are really cute. There's not much to talk about, but I would like to thank Reuven for the donation, because there's actually something important to mention there. Sir Reuven and Tots Telemedien are my commentators for the German restream of this. I kind of bothered them a couple of weeks ago. Hey, do you want to do this for me? And they signed up without hesitation. The restream is currently being commentated by them. I gave them my notes. They read through them very thoroughly. They're very good friends of mine, and yeah, I'm happy they're doing that for me. Shout out to the restreams as well. This event, I don't know about Stream 2, but the event in general is being restreamed in many languages, and yeah, you can watch it in most of the languages you like. As you can see, I can play most of the level one-handed. It's like the Rocket Barrel auto-scrollers, once you've done it enough times, are pretty trivial. They're not actually free, because any hit I take will kill me. You're seeing I have 4 hearts right now. That's a lie. Yeah. If I crash into anything, I will die instantly.
Yeah, not in this game at least.
Yeah,
they did fix that in Tropical Freeze, where you have 2 hits, and then if you're funky mode, you're in free.
Oh damn. Yeah, I don't know much about funky mode. Oh god, I have the Wii U version. I don't even have the Switch version. I'm an oldie.
If you're gonna run it, just go play classic mode, or not classic mode. Go all full classic. Do not get hit. Just if you get hit, just go for the kill. I should mention about the. No, actually, let's talk about the boss first.
Yeah.
We got the mole train.
Yeah, you can cover it if you want.
Yeah. So you're supposed to wait at the start, but if you have Diddy, you can actually make it all the way to this minecart here. And just, skip a little auto-scrollery thing. After that, there are these moles. You need to hit 10 of them. 5, 6, 7. Let's do that skip another time. We actually need to wait 7 7 counts just for this thing to spawn. If you go earlier, then yeah, have fun doing the boss again.
There's a death barrier on the right until the very first card starts dropping. That's when I go. That's my cue. It's always 10 moles on each one. We can get some good banana coins too.
6, 7.
Because we combo them. The last one we're not gonna have to wait because the next one's the boss, and the game always waits for your card to sync up with the boss and before anything starts happening. So being there earlier doesn't get us anything. I'm just gonna like the cards are gonna start dropping off, and I'll just stay on the last one that remains. Yeah, sure. Why not?
Sure, middle.
The golden middle.
And now the big boss is here, and we have to hit him about 4 times.
Right. Yeah. An important thing to note here, I can kind of deduce approximately where he's going to be based on the fact that the first 2 cards that he shakes will never have him. It's like here, he was going to be here on the one I was, or the one on the far right. It was going to be one of those 3. I can use it to kind of narrow down. Like if he shakes both of the edge cards, one side, I can position myself accordingly on the other side, or like sometimes it's still just a gamble. But I really like that boss. There's like minor RNG elements in the mole spawning, but it's like it keeps the fight fresh without being in like obnoxious time loss RNG like Freebie or a couple other bosses we'll still see.
Something else I want to mention: the one minecart level we did not do is definitely my favorite of the bunch. There's so much. Just explosives, and you're actually rolling inside of a, what is it, like a half circle?
Yeah, giant wheel of rails. Yeah. It's really funny. A lot of the auto-scrollers in this game still look gorgeous. They're made up great cinematically. They don't get boring even after you've done them many times. Yeah. You're gonna have a great transition from cave into forest. This is World 5. This is where the difficulty definitely starts ramping up a little. We have the first, what I like to call a little gauntlet soon, with 5-2, 5-3, and 5-4.
You think 5-2 is part of the gauntlet? I was thinking it's the top 3, ending with hook shot. I mean, 5-2 is definitely difficult. That's where you get a lot of damage just for the sake of going fast.
Yeah, that too. There's a bunch of difficult skips in 5-2 that I'll be trying to go for all of them. We'll see if I get them all. 5-1 isn't that difficult inherently, but it's made finicky by virtue of there being a lot of vines. And like I said earlier in 1-2, vines are very finicky to go fast with in this game because you use the very same button to grab vines and run. You want to be holding down 1 pretty much all the time, but sometimes there's like times you want to skip past vines with fast jumps, like right here. There's a lot you can do. There's many crazy enemy bounces you can do to skip things in this level, but they're all really hard because, you know, you have to just barely release one when you're over a vine and then re-grab it in mid-air while still doing all of your other inputs, and it's hard. Alright, yeah, like I mentioned, 5-2 has a lot of difficult skips. I'll be trying to go for all of them. We'll see if I hit all of them. It's gonna look very impressive if done right, I think. I'm usually consistent with it, but I don't want to jinx it. I'll let you cover this one.
Yeah. It's definitely one of my favorite stages to IL as well.
Oh yeah.
There's just a lot of cool tricks, a lot of cool ways to skip the intended, do the unintended, and just go a little bit faster. That hit, obviously intended because they just shower you with DK barrels. Instead of going underneath, this is relatively, well, intended as well. This, however, isn't. You have to be really precise with when you activate Diddy. Just get some more damage over there. Again, so many DK barrels. Yeah,
this is the one level in the game that's really generous on DK barrels. Thankfully. There's a couple levels that I hate, mostly because they're really stingy on DK barrels. One of them is 5-4. That'll be coming up very, very soon.
Oh, yeah. But nothing crazy for a little while. Oh, okay, okay.
That was tight.
So there's this block that you're also intended to be on, because not only is there a puzzle piece on top, you have to then drop down to get the ladder. If you're a completionist, that is.
Yeah.
Go underneath, and then remember that like half circle thing that was at the start? This one is a little bit more difficult to do the same thing on. So I guess by standing on it, that was a really tight one. You can just use it as an elevator and get to the end.
Yeah, I don't think it's possible to do the very same thing we did at the start. So what we do is like ride it, and it's very difficult because the thing because of it's slope, but like it's rotating, going around, and it changes between being a slope and being ground and how it interacts with you. It is very difficult to stay on.
It is actually possible to do. It's just really.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Huh. I didn't see it in my aisle. I think. Whatever. 5-3 is another. So the start's not too bad, but the end is very difficult if you want to do it optimally.
There's a lot of these owls with cycles. As you showed me just before this run, you're supposed to the goal time for this in the ILs is about 150. You can get it in 1 minute and 3 seconds if you're good.
Yeah, I somehow pulled a 103 in the IL just before before the run here. The time attack mode in this game is great. Although I think I should focus on the section first before I talk about that. But I do want to go into that at some point. This is the difficult section.
There's also just a lot of stuff where you can go a little, skip a little bit, a few sections, go faster. I love this section where you can just drop down. There's a really cool strat if you get all that just right. You kind of do a drop onto an off-screen platform. You continue rolling from it, and then you hit the mushroom, and you get that train of 4 platforms you saw. You can get onto the very first one. It's very cool. I didn't fully get it. I had to abort because I hit one of the platforms incorrectly. You wanna just abort instead of continuing to try and just dying because you will probably die. This is my least favorite level in the game. I absolutely despise 5-4. If there was one level I could remove from this run, this would be it. I wouldn't disagree, but I don't think it's my absolute least favorite.
Alright.
But yeah, it is really difficult. There's these totems that are key. They will move later, and some of these cycles are relatively tight as well. I mean, you got this one.
There's so many things so in the way. This level is incredibly punishing. There's not a single Diddy barrel until the final checkpoint after literally everything is done.
That's it. You do not want to die. This game is punishing you for dying or just losing Diddy in general.
Yeah.
Actually have to use the blowing mechanic here.
Yeah, that's one of the rare times we use it. They don't seem to utilize it a lot. You used to utilize it a bunch for puzzle pieces, but not for just progression.
So now we have to be really slow, really careful. There's a lot. There we go. And then you also want to take it easy with these hippos. If you do it wrong and land on their side, they will kill you.
Yeah. In my.
Yeah. Do not do that.
I don't think that one's happened before.
Yeah.
In my mind, any 5-4 where I don't die is a good one, so I'm happy about that. Alright. Yeah, going from my least favorite level to my favorite level in the game, 5-5. 5-5 is really fun. This is a super fast-paced level with a lot of barrel shots. If you've memorized this, and it's not too hard, because the patterns are pretty simple for the most part, you can just shoot away with all the barrels, and it looks really good and is really fun.
It looks definitely good.
There's a little skip you can do here. It's supposed to go up around the top, but you can just shoot early, go there.
To reiterate from what I said before, this is not a difficult level if you memorize the stuff, but it's a difficult level to do absolutely fast. There is a really punishing, don't want to say frame perfect, but it's really, really tight. Few things that's coming up later.
I'm not going for that one skip between the two guys.
No, don't do it.
That was a little close.
It will kill you, and it will just lose a lot of time. Only fileable in ILs.
Yeah.
Here.
Right here, these two guys. You can get in between them and drop down to the next one, but you're going to probably die. The timing is a couple of frames, I think. All right.
And then the next stage, whenever you think about Donkey Kong Country Returns as a casual, this one definitely sticks to you.
Oh yeah, this is a memorable stage.
if you have arachnophobia, please look away for just a little bit.
Yeah, it's not actually that bad. We barely see the spiders because we're going so fast, and they don't rubber band too well. But there is going to be a huge herd of spiders chasing us, and they will become very visible again in the last part of the level.
Yeah. Here they go.
This level, unlike the previous ones, has very little actual death potential. It's more about optimization. There's a bunch of difficult strats for just like optimizing movement through here. There's a bunch of jumps like this one that you can barely make. Some jumps over to other platforms. In theory, you could damage boost the spikes here, but I like to go up here because I don't want to lose Diddy. Because I want to go here, and then you can barely make that while that thing's going down with a weird ledge grab. Do that, and then we're basically done with this section. There's like, you really don't see the spiders that are chasing us. They're very slow. We just kind of outrun them greatly, but they will be showing up again right here because this is a whole different section. And that's World 5.
That's almost World 5.
Yeah, there's the boss left, which
the boss isn't too bad, fortunately.
it can be finicky. It's weird because I don't think there's any RNG involved, but it never ever goes the same, and it can go really badly actually, depending on how things go. So you've got these five switches in the arena that you want to hit. Yeah. Until then, Manga Ruby is electrified and you can't hit her. They're all on rotating platforms like this. We want to take a very specific pathing through this. Pretty much always take like this path, and then we want to hit her right here as soon as the last switch becomes undone, and then the whole thing repeats. In theory, all 3 hits are going to look like that. In practice, that almost never happens, I feel. That's a very convenient pattern here going around right there. I would like to grab onto this, please.
How about no? Yeah, you always want to end at the top, and also at a convenient time where Manga Ruby is like within distance of hitting.
Yeah.
Like, Manga Ruby will become shorter, so more difficult to get.
Yeah, if you don't hit her for long enough in a cycle when she's vulnerable, she will actually just go back and the phase starts over. I have had that happen before in a run.
Surprised you're not getting hit there.
Yeah, sometimes she just like gives you more room to dodge. It's really common on the first cycle.
So you are on a small time limit for this one.
Okay. Yeah, so I don't know. Sometimes it's really finicky. Again, movement around vines in general is very finicky. Like, knowing when you can release one and try and roll on a surface like that, it's weird. Kind of, well, it should be consistent, but it never quite goes consistently.
What are we at? 51. That is really respectable.
Yeah.
So this is half of the run.
Yeah, basically. From here on out, things are going to get a little longer. I think World 6 is the longest world in the run. This world totals like 15 minutes-ish on a good run. And it's one of the tougher ones as well. There's a lot that can go wrong here. There's really not a level in this world that's trivial. And there's 8 levels in this one plus boss, of which we have to do 7. That's okay. That's pretty much always going to happen.
Knowing the patterns of these little platforms going down is really important.
Yeah, they're mostly consistent, but if you like mess up the movement a little, you can obviously go off cycle and then things are in positions you don't expect them to be. We really don't want to hit the tar at the bottom here. That's going to be in a couple levels in this world. It'll cover DK with tar, and we have to like find non-tar ground and shake the Wiimote a bunch to shake it off. That's okay, probably. I like to have Diddy for this section. I think the AI actually sacrifices him at some point for speed. But it's a lot nicer having him here. And this is really cool. I'll get it first and then we can talk. Nice. Yeah, you saw that big fossil at the end and you saw like the tiny skull guys on it. What you're supposed to do is you kill all the little skull guys, then you stand on the right side which tilts the thing like diagonally up so you can go to the left, and then you do a roll jump to the gold barrel. But you can also just kill one of them that's on the left side, and let the other one's tilted ever so slightly to the right for you, just enough to hit the gold barrel. I mean, it gets really hard, but it's actually pretty consistent once you've got it down. Whoops. But it is one of my favorite strats in the run. Yeah. This is going to be another minecart autoscroller. We're back inside the minecart, so there's technically a little optimization. But I think if we have any donations, this is another great point.
Yeah, for sure. We actually have a response to your arachnophobia warning. We have a $2.50 donation from Neflin that simply just says, spiders are cute, though.
They are, yeah.
I'm not going to personally agree, but
Well, depends.
It can be.
depends on them.
Depends where you are. Australia? No.
And while we're on this, the talk of donations and stuff like that, once again, I do want to quickly remind everybody about the rewards that we have coming up for the runs shortly right after this one. Once again, that's the Great Circus Mystery character choice between Mickey and Minnie, and also the Alex Kidd in Miracle World DX, the food choice for onigiri, hamburger, Spanish omelets, or fish and chips, whichever one's going to be at the end of each level. So make sure you get your donations in. Both of those are $50 to choose and have your choice be selected. And keep in mind that if you donate $50 and you choose a reward, you can also put that money towards a target as well. You can get a 2-for-1 special. So make sure to take advantage of that.
I don't know if it's possible to hit the decac on there, because the ending animations take so long at DK needs a while to get up.
Not without waiting, I assume.
Yeah, no, that one's like, you'd have to wait the full cycle. That one's not worth waiting. Like, you can try and go for it as early as possible. I don't think I've actually ever hit it. I think it's just, like, not possible. 6 free is a very interesting level. This one I like a lot because this level throws a whole bunch of like puzzles at you. There's a lot with seesaws you're supposed to do. Lift one up, use the other as a platform and stuff like that. We just kind of don't do any of that because we have roll jumps and we have Diddy. And we can do really cool things in this level. This is one of my favorites for sure.
Very much agree. Except if you die in 6-2. Because you are giving Diddy Kong like relatively late.
Oh. Bounce new. Okay, that's a bit of a problem because I hit the checkpoint already, and I don't know if there's a Diddy barrel in sight too soon. So I'll have to play the video game as intended for a little, or kind of.
Just a little bit.
Yeah. Like, there's still a lot that we don't do, because I know the barrel's down here, so I can just do this instead of grabbing onto the vines on the ceiling. Right here, there's a Diddy barrel after this section. You can jump off of this really early, keep a lot of momentum and hover if you have Diddy. I think now is a good time. Yeah, if I'm alone. And then you can see in the background this huge puzzle right here. There's 4 seesaws involved. You're supposed to get this one raised up. We just kind of don't do that because it takes a lot of time and we don't want to do that. We can just like barely tilt the platform itself and it gives us enough height. It's really funny. Alright, we have to move this one over slightly, then hover here. We can go here. That guy's a little finicky because he's right in like a small corridor. And this is a really cool strat if I can get it. This is a huge leap of faith. Nice.
Nice.
That one's also a lot easier than it looks. It's pretty safe to do at home if you want to try it. I waited a little on that platform to make it a little safer, but you can go pretty much as soon as you can get on that. You need to roll very far off the edge. That's the main thing. But it's actually like very consistent, especially when you can use Diddy to hover. There's going to be another one later on in World 8 that's way less consistent. It also looks really cool. We'll see if I get it.
Yeah.
Hello?
This is why I prefer the Joy-Con, because I feel like swinging your both of your hands might be a little bit more precise, but then again, I got a 140, 141.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you can play this game with the nunchuck as well. There's an alternate control scheme. If you don't like shaking the Wiimote, you can play this game with a nunchuck. I prefer this one. I honestly like, so like, I've been talking about this run to a lot of people at the event, and it's always like the very first thing they say is like, oh, DKCR. You know, I kind of, oh, that's okay. I kind of hated the motion controls in that, and like, I never seem to agree, because like, I love how it's integrated into the control scheme here. It feels very natural. It's very responsive, very smooth in my opinion. I even went back to Tropical Freeze recently, and I could not play it with any control scheme but the Wii phone. This is going to look very tight. All right. 6-4 is actually a little nerve-wracking at the end because, like you saw, we damage boosted 3 times. I was on 1 heart the entire ending section. We want to do that because otherwise you would have to wait a lot, like a lot.
You're also intended to wait for that spiky ball to like pass you and then go back, so you have like so much time. However, even with full health, it will auto kill you or insta kill you.
Yeah, it's if you die there, like you don't get a DD barrel at the last checkpoint, so like good luck. It's really awful. It's happened to one of my PVs. It is a bad time. You do not want to mess up in that section. All right, 6-6. 6-6 is an interesting level because I feel like the safer I take this level, the more times I mess up. Like coming up, there's the seesaw platform right here. This jump. It does not look like you should be able to make that, but it's pretty consistent if you just go for it, I found. Like, the longer I tried to stay on the left edge to tilt the seesaw up, like, I barely seem to get the jump anymore. I don't understand it. That jump looks like it should be impossible, it just works. The final section of the level right here is kind of an auto-scroller. It's pace-locked anyway. There's this giant fireball that's triggering earthquakes and allowing us to progress. There's a little section here where we can get greatly ahead of it. I don't actually know if it does a lot of rubber banding, if at all. Like, if me going crazy here on the rolls is actually doing anything. But yeah, we have to wait for it again here. I have died once here because I tried to do like a jump through these to get more momentum downwards. But the platform hadn't broken yet, and I just rolled into the fireball, because that thing is also an instant kill, regardless of your health. Alright, so, yeah, that's like the end of the world, right? There was a path straight to the boss, and we can just, like, go there?
I don't know what you said earlier.
Yeah, sorry, that was a mistake.
Yeah.
Like, look, there's the path right there. Oh. Oh, wait, oh, God, okay. Alright, sure. Yeah, the game just kind of introduces 2 more levels right here. They kind of fake you out, but this is really the longest world in the game. There's 8 normal levels, which I don't think any other world had. Wait, no, yeah, wait, 5. Yeah, but 5, there's 2 levels on the key path instead of 1. So we have to play 7 of the levels here. This level is mostly finicky because you don't want to try and go too fast. There's a bunch of things you can.
Yeah, there are some platforms that you need to wait because they go out, and at one point they will trick you out, and we do need to wait for it as we can't like roll away far enough. As well as a later point, like this is just normal. We have to wait for the third one, and we can go to the barrel. I mean, so far, so good. And then at this point, yeah, these are the ones.
No.
These are not the ones, sorry. Yeah,
I don't think we actually have to wait on the fake-out barrels with Diddy.
You don't have to?
No. There's not really a point where we go back in this one. If we wait on the second one here, you can do it on the first if you're like... I think it's barely possible. With nunchuck control scheme specifically for some reason.
This section, exactly. Yeah, exactly that. It is so easy to die here. As a casserole, no. That is mean.
That last cannonball is also very weird because half of the time it hits me, half of the time it doesn't. It's like the Tenegal on 2.5. I don't know what it's based on. Sometimes you get past without the hit and then you're confused because you're not used to it and you might mess up. 6-8. 6-8 is a pretty cool level. It's mostly a barrel level. It's like a climbing level. I think this level just looks gorgeous. We like climb up here. There's a lot of cloud-based background. We actually see the boss level in the background the higher we go to. It's really cool. Yeah, this is the point where it starts shipping up. Until the end of the level, it's fairly straightforward, but then there's a couple of barrel shots that, depending on how things line up, might go really fast, or I might have to wait on some things.
Let these monkeys escape.
Escape to the stratosphere. But we'll be doing that later.
Yeah.
We will be using a rocket to fly very high up. And this part's mostly memorization. What side you want to shoot the barrels on, and how fast, how early you can do that. It's easy to get tripped up between any percent and 100% there, because that's the case in a lot of barrel levels. Sometimes there's a ladder like midway through a barrel path. I've started running 100% recently. I also want to do like 200% and maybe even something beyond. It's easy to like get tripped up on the differences between any percent and 100% because you need the Kong letters. Some of them you even only get one chance. There's some really nasty ones.
6B is definitely up there in terms of really cool bosses. on my end of these, it's...
Are you sure? Well,
I know exactly who this is. This is the little nephew of, or the bigger nephew or brother of Mugly. This is Fugly. And opposed to Mugly being really fast and being, just breeze through it. No, this one is kind of methodically. It's not as... Yeah, he will only allow... be able to hit whatever he wants to. This, however, is random. He can like fall immediately, he can fall at the middle, or he can fall at the end. We want him to fall as quickly as possible. So, if you're doing ILs of this, yeah, that is like 2 minutes if you're lucky.
yeah. This is the longest individual level in the game. This is 2 minutes 48 for gold, I think. It's definitely the longest single level. Yeah. This would be a great time to talk about individual levels, though, because that's one of my favorite things about this game. This game has a great time attack mode. You can replay every level once you've beaten it with time attack. You start with just Donkey and just make your way to the gold barrel as fast as possible. And you get graded based on how well you did. The first one they show you is gold. That's like your target time. Then it goes silver and bronze. But there's actually a secret fourth medal that you can get on every level. There's like an invisible threshold for the gold medal on the end screen to start shining. It's what we call a shiny gold. Those are the actual fastest times you can get that the game will show you on the end screen. And I have poured so many hours into time attack mode in this game. It is actually incredible. It is really, really fun to grind them out, in my opinion. There's a lot of cool strats specific to the ILs, and like, if you're interested in speedrunning this game, but like a full 2 hour any percent seems really tough, or like too much, then time attack is a great way to get started. There's also full boards for every single individual level on speedrun.com if you want to be competitive. Something very important to mention there, actually. You saw me damage boost that attack. In the third phase, he gets like a new fireball attack where he spits out a fireball. It goes very high and then starts splitting up into multiple. It is actually possible to just tank the very first fireball, and then that'll just not happen. You tank the initial one and nothing else goes off. Which is interesting because on the 3DS release of this game, Donkey Kong Country Returns 3D, for some reason you can't tank it. Like, you tank it and it's still just like, it doesn't do this and just disappears. It just still goes through and the entire attack goes off. And I don't know why. It's a very interesting version difference. There's a handful that I can think of. But yeah, that is something we can mention as well. This game had a 3DS re-release. If you don't like shaking the Wiimote to roll, that thing's probably for you because you can just press a button to roll. It has a great alternative control scheme.
It has more alternative stages to do in World 9, where there's only one in this game.
There's also bonus content in World 9. There's like 8 new levels in that one that I also time attacked. Yeah, it's pretty great. There's also like a whole new mode. If you think the game's too difficult, every Kong gets free hearts and shop items are cheaper, and I think there's more as well. This is the first of DKCR silhouette levels. If you pay attention closely, you'll see Mr. Game & Watch in the background right there. Shoutouts to him. Yeah, this game has 3 of these silhouette levels. This is the first and the last one we see. The other ones are 1-4, which is the key level of World 1, and 8-4, which is the key level of World 8, and we don't do those. It's kind of unfortunate because these are really cool. We just get to see one in the run. It's one of the shortest ones and one of the coolest ones, though.
For sure.
I tried very hard to get a sub 1 time on the IL in this. I got like a 59.99 or something, I think. It was something. There's a very minor but specific strat at the end here. There's gonna be this big red button, and I want to actually. You saw me like delay horizontally. I was pretty far. I already made myself get a lot of height before going on because I don't want to ledge grab that switch because I need to pound it, and for some reason that disables you or like prevents you from pounding for like a second or so. It's a minor thing. It's a very easy thing to do, and it's one of those nice optimization time things.
About the IL boards, Tropical Freeze doesn't have them because they have it built in. And because it wasn't built into this game, I decided to look at the Sunshine boards and make those IL boards myself. So thank you, Sunshine Runners.
Yeah, thank you and thank the Sunshine Runners, I suppose, because I'm a big fan of the IL boards. The Tropical Freeze, like you mentioned, has online IL boards, although the online will be shutting down soon. But yeah, ILs are a great way to get started for sure.
Side note, I just like how Rico just looked over at me and nodded.
It's not like you did anything of that. But you're the only Sunshine Runner I know in the room.
Borderline Sunshine Runner. I try my best.
7-2 is a very difficult level, actually. You saw me do like the entire first half DK only, and I was on 1 hard for a lot of it. There's a lot of hard cycle-based stuff with these presses you have to make. There's a lot of just tight jumps in general. Things where you almost take damage, but just like, you know, barely use a jump across an enemy or something. I still had iframes, that's funny. But that's gonna mess up the cycles a little. This section in particular, I don't think I ever fully understood how this works as far as the cycles on these presses go, because it seems to be different every time. I'll just have to figure out what here I have to wait for, what not. This looks good. Alright. There's a def abuse you can take at the checkpoint, actually, for good cycles. The IL does it. Because, fun fact, the IL timer works a little weirdly when you die in a level. Because this game has a built-in replay feature, which makes it especially great for recording ILs. You don't need to have a recording going on the entire like 4 hours of an IL grind. You can just record the replay. Give me 1 second to buy things. I have 89 coins. That's plenty, actually. I'll be able to buy the key first of all, and then I'll be able to buy free banana juices. The first one's gonna go to 8-1, obviously. The second one's gonna go to 7-7, and I think the third one's gonna go to 7-6. All of those levels benefit very heavily from it. The only problem is if I fall into a pit, then all hits I had remaining on the banana juice are also gone. That is another difference between this and the 3DS version, I'm pretty sure. You retain the hit. But this game's not so nice. I was saying something about time attack, I think, but I forgot. Let's move on to 7. This is the key level of World 7. It's one of the okay.
It was one of the shortest.
Yeah, it's still one of the shortest ones in the game. It's like 30 seconds if you do it just right, whereas the alternative that's on the path is 7-4, and 7-4 is like a 1 minute 40 auto-scroller. It's a rocket barrel auto-scroller. It would be great to throw over the host again, but we also would like to go fast and somewhat stay within the estimates, so we're gonna take 7-3. This is the last key that we buy. I'll be taking it a little slower. There's a lot of super tiny optimizations you can work into going on these platforms, but it's really not worth it because it is actually fairly easy to die here. Alright. And that marks the start of what I call the second gauntlet in this run. 7-5, 7-6, and 7-7. They're also grouped up by the game, actually. These levels all have one thing in common. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, so you see that they're all linked to that the giant circle hatch. And for that hatch to actually open, not only do we need to beat 7.5 to 7.7, we also need to find a hidden switch. The first one is a little bit easier to find the switch. Yeah, that one is like really easy to find. But the other two are actually pretty tricky if you don't know about them already. Yeah, you're not supposed to go in there, I guess.
Yeah, you can you can go around the edges and just jump your way across that, but I got tripped up weirdly. The 7.5 is really difficult actually, because there's these platforms that constantly change how steep they are, and that changes how you interact with them, if they're regarded as a slope or something you can like stand and roll on, and it's really easy to get tripped up. And sometimes they also like to pull this on you. That is obviously impossible to go on. It's really, really easy to take a death in the later section of this level. It is. This level has killed many a run for me. It's
same as well.
Nerve-wracking.
It's one of those stages that if you make one tiny slip up, you have to adapt to to really new challenges that you haven't seen before.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the first switch. This one was not difficult to find. Again, the other two are pretty hidden.
Yeah, we just have to actually like wait for this. It was one because I started practicing every single level in this game through the IL, of course. And of course, in the IL, you don't have to wait. You don't have to push the switch. But here, you have to wait for like 10 seconds or so for the whole thing to turn around. And it has happened to me many a times in a run that I've just forgotten to push one of the switches. And I haven't realized until I go back to the world map, and then I see the thing not light up, and I have to play the level again, and it feels so bad. It's like the worst feeling.
Especially this last section, if you know how to do it well, and if you're on cycle, of course, then it's so impressive.
Yeah, you can skip ahead to this one even if you know exactly the cycle you're on and you've done everything right, but in full game, this pretty much never happens. All right.
I mean, coming up is actually my favorite stage of the game.
Oh,
I don't know why.
That's
it's
fair.
such a simple concept, but this, the level design, it allows for so much good speedrunning potential.
This level's great, although the ending's pretty hard in full game if you're not using banana juice, because there's a lot directly in your way that you have to slow down for. I hope I don't fall into a pit, so I can show all the things off. This is the first usage of banana juice. We won't really be seeing it used until the end of the level. The whole gimmick here is that you have these blue and red switches and walls. You can jump through the switch to alternate which color is currently out. And I love the level design here too. It is really good. I took inspiration from it for a Mega Man level design contest once. That was very fun. I got 10th place, which is pretty good.
Anyway, this switch really easily missable.
Oh yeah.
You just go forward.
That one you need, you need to hit the red switch on the right and then go back for it. Although I think the switch I've missed most commonly is 7-7 actually. Yeah. Somehow I missed that one a lot.
That's one you don't have to go back for, but it's so well blended in.
Yeah, you just kind of like roll through this section and it's really easy to forget.
Top path here.
Yeah.
Also roll that in to activate.
Don't want to go into the bonus barrel. This game has bonuses, by the way, but they're not like the old ones where like everyone's unique. These challenges are kind of boring, tend to repeat after a while. I don't really like the puzzle pieces, I'm gonna be real. Okay, this is where the banana juice is gonna start coming in, because all these guys are a pain to deal with. You have to wait for so many of them if you're not able to damage boost through all of them.
Yeah, I can see why you need a lot of damage here.
Yeah. You can make that one, but it's a really tight jump. It's like a ledge grab. Sometimes you use momentum to properly grab ledges. It's a little weird.
You can also get an insta-kill from those last few blocks.
Oh yeah. If you're pushing a switch while currently on the one that's not out, it will just kill you when it comes out. Alright, 7-7. Get your cat jams ready. I love this level's music. It is amazing. I think it's a remix from a previous DKC. This game has a lot of those. There's a lot of like nice references, and there's a lot of good music remixes in this game. 7-7's easily one of my favorites.
Retro Studios definitely paid a lot of homage to the older games.
Now, this level is entirely based on the music as well. Everything here goes in beat with the music, pretty much.
Lucky.
All right. Usually I don't have to pay attention to the music too much. There I actually do kind of use a music cue for that one. You can see these platforms move like every other beat. It's really cool. It's a really cool level in the IL too, but you don't have the banana juice. There's a lot you can like basically perfectly scrape by if you have the exact right movements. It's just not consistent. Every obstacle in this level is damage boostable, so I just kind of do this. I don't know how many people actually like use these specific juiced strats, but this is what I would generally recommend if you're getting into the game. And this switch, it is really easy to just roll past it, and it is an awful feeling. I think just like the last run I finished, I missed it. The last run in practice at home. And now there's this funny section, if I can get into the barrel.
If you could. Yeah.
We have these gigantic hammers right here. If you have juice and like things line up well, you can just kind of do this, which is a really fun strat. If you get, like, if you're in the middle of a continuous roll and you get bounced up right at the edge of a platform, you can actually just make it across to the next one ahead and skip one entirely with a roll jump in midair and a hover. That's a really funny strat I found that I don't think anyone was aware of, but I really ever get it. Alright, we did say we were going to be escaping. We're escaping monkeys. We're going to the stratosphere. 7R is a very unique level because there's nothing quite like it. This level does not have any Kong letters, any puzzle pieces, any time attack. It does not have the option to play it in mirror mode. Despite how much there is to do to collect in this game, and so much things you can do on every level, this is one you're probably only going to be playing once ever. It's interesting. It's very unique in that. This is a rocket barrel auto-scroller with like a different kind of view. Instead of going left to right and controlling height, I'm like going up. I can still see left and right. I can still like, you know, boost forward, and I have to do that to avoid obstacles. We'll be seeing this again at the start of 8B because before you get to the final boss, they make you do another one of these sections. This one's pretty easy, but it's not trivial. I've died here before because I remembered a different obstacle ahead, or just I was sleeping on the wheel.
As we're escaping, by the way, as an ape escape runner, I'm inclined to catch you now.
Oh no. Alright.
Yeah.
So we mentioned earlier, there was a second RNG heavy bird boss. This is it. You want to talk about it?
Yeah, so this is a little chicken in a robot suit. He's like White Monkey from Escape, actually.
True.
Yeah, except feathery. So the first phase is relatively slow. At first he'll just go from left to right, you have to escape him. And then from the second one onwards, at one random point he will just speed up. And if you're not well prepared for it, he might actually catch you off guard because he can do it now. He can also do it at the last moment.
This first thing is scripted. He's going to walk across the screen back, and then he's going to go fast on the second one. Then it's when it starts becoming RNG. This entire thing is still scripted.
At one point, he will actually jump up in the air, and it is random whether you can hit him or not. This is good luck.
Yep.
Generally, if he goes away, you can hit him. If he is trying to actually attack you and you cannot, he will go towards you. So it's kind of...
Oh, this is bad.
Yeah.
In an ideal run, you never see him walk across the screen all blue like this ever again. This is a bad pattern. You want him to just like immediately jump up and like... you can either... usually he goes to another side of the arena and just stomps down and you will get hit. But that's fine because we can take the hit. This is really slow. This is why these birds are jerks. This level's like 229-ish for gold. Sometimes it's just literally impossible to hit that time because he gives you bad enough luck. Right there, like, you saw him spin in the air. That's my cue that he's actually going to open up. When he doesn't do that, he'll like still have his feet pressed together and you just won't be able to attack. And that can go on for like another 2 times or so. Okay, this shows me that I will jump up and attack. He'll do this. That's what I meant. Yeah, he has the option to do so many things in between hits. It's kind of ridiculous. And of course, that's not it. There's a second phase. There's a really difficult strat here I'm gonna go for. It's called a double hit. I'm gonna try, see if I can get it. That's not. No, okay. I bounced on that one because I was very, very distracted by the chickens.
So
I have one more chance.
We're supposed to hit him a few times, 3 times in total. It is relatively, it is possible to actually get up there with him and give it double hits. But I don't think I've had it more than like twice.
Yeah, it's not too inconsistent actually. That's what you want to do for the last hit is like, you know, have him slam down on you, you're in midair and you just land on his face immediately. Like this and not like that. But yeah, it's unfortunate. It's a really cool strat, but the thing is it's also very consistent, not just based on our execution, but like his saucer thing has a very weird hitbox and it like, sometimes it'll tilt you and throw you off anyway, and there's also the spiky hurt box on the bottom that you just sometimes hit. It's not a consistent strat. It's unfortunate, but we'll have to live without seeing that one. All right, World 8.
Yeah.
This is the big one. This is where my last banana juice is gonna go. This is the one that's absolutely mandatory. You're not getting through this in a timely manner without the banana juice, and you'll see why.
Not just timely, you're not gonna survive.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is
Yeah. Go ahead.
the regular stages. This is where the difficulty definitely goes up.
Nice one.
That's not one of the hits that's calculated, but
That's
sure.
fine.
Yeah. So a lot of just fiery objects left and right. There's not a lot of DK barrels either.
5 left here is fine. I can make it, I think, with 3 hearts to spare. Yeah, you're already seeing, like, it is so insanely valuable. There's obstacles that are really bad to avoid everywhere, and we really want to take advantage of the banana juice here. Well, that one wasn't done yet, okay.
I normally wait for that one if I'm really tight.
Yeah. There's a couple that you can wait a little for if you're feeling like it.
Yeah.
Usually you don't have to, like, I'll need to take one more damage boost right here on the flame that's coming up from the bottom, and that'll let me get through this guy too, and that means I can finish the level while having Diddy still. That was a good one. That is technically something to mention. If you finish a level on like 3 hearts, you'll get replenished to 4. If you finish a level on 1 heart, you'll get replenished to 2. So like, if you can finish a level on 3 hearts, it doesn't really matter.
Obviously, having Diddy Kong is always a good idea.
Yeah. All right, this is the last rocket barrel auto scroll. This is the last one where I actually have to I have to play the level, but I don't have to do any optimization, and there's not much to talk about except that this level's kind of difficult. So I'll focus on it, and I'll throw it over to King J again if we have anything to say.
For sure. We got some donations to read here. Yoshi Adams sends in $40 saying, so TimeLink, sand skip on the ESA stage when?
Thank you, Connie.
Sounds like a...
That's an in-joke.
Yeah. I figured I was missing something there.
Do you have any more, or can I explain?
Yeah. We got one more here.
All right,
from
go
the
ahead.
Champ of the Couch sends $20 saying, it has been brought to my attention that Donkey Kong does not say, oh, banana, in this game. This makes me very sad. And I guess there's only one thing for it then, right?
Yeah, it's true. It's unfortunate. We can do a big one at some point. When would a good point to fit one in be?
Just say it at the very end of the run.
Maybe. All right. Sure. I'll try to keep it in mind. Yeah, I guess I'm forced to explain this now because we have a little auto scroll to go. The entire thing about sand skip is so I said I designed a level for a Mega Man fan game earlier. There was another level part of that contest. I kept trying obscure skips on, or like just intentionally not interacting with the main level mechanic for like literally like 2 hours or something. I kept trying to find a skip, and people were going crazy over me trying to do that. I never found the skip, so we just kind of like dubbed it the theoretical, or like we just dubbed it sand skip, and well,
the skip that does not exist.
it's become a huge in-joke. I actually almost forgotten about it because there's so many we have at this point, but yeah. Thank you very much. Connie's one of my good friends as well. All right, this is one of my favorite strats in the game. This is another minecart auto-scroll. I like to call this strat Donkey Kong wins by doing absolutely nothing. That strat is very interesting because if you press literally anything on the Wiimote at all on that entire first section, the card takes a different path, and that jump that I did to the next card instead of grabbing the vines up top becomes impossible. I don't understand why. Completely meaningless inputs will invalidate it. You have to like not do anything except the neutral 2 press at the very end. Don't ask me how it works.
In 2.4, was it 2? No, in 2.3, there's actually a little part where you can actually just keep holding the A button, or the 2 button in your case, I guess, where you won't get hit at all until a certain point.
Interesting.
For like at least 20 seconds.
This is the toughest minecart level. I've gotten it done pretty consistently, but it's easy to lose Diddy here as well, which is actually not a good thing because Diddy is very valuable in 8.5. This is the sort of the last Gauntlet, I would say. This is 8.5, 8.6, 8.7, the last platforming levels in the game before we get to 8B, which is the final boss. 8.5 in particular is very tough on Hell of Management. If I had like 10 extra coins on the last shop in World 7, I think I would have bought like a heart boost for this, but we don't have that, so I'll have to be a little careful. It is really easy to die here, either by falling to the lava or by running out of health.
You also do not want to die in the previous stages, because that means not having Diddy. And that is not a thing you want to have to do.
Gotta be careful on this section. I never quite know how the fireball patterns currently look. I really wanted to avoid taking damage as much as possible here. Can I get this? Okay, yeah. The camera's still zoomed out very far. It kind of makes that jump a little risky and very awkward to do, but that is something pretty cool you can do. Checkpoint here's next. There's a Diddy barrel there. Just have to get through the rest here. That's fine. I can take this now. And I will as Diddy here because there's this wave you're supposed to be going with, but that is not on our watch. Now I need to make it for here. No. Yeah. If you're a little slow, that one barely goes in the lava. You want to use it. But if you were a little slow, unfortunately that happens. It is not an unexpected thing at all. It is very common to die a death exactly like that in this level. Now it's going to be a bit easier because I'll have Diddy here and I can continuously roll through this and go faster on this section. And I can just take this one. And then that is the level. Alright, yeah. Slightly unfortunate death, but it really wasn't a big one. Next is 8.6. This has what I think I would say is like the hardest skip I do in this run. There's a big leap of faith at the end. There's like a kind of auto-scroller section. You wait for a bunch of platforms to go down and the gold barrel to eventually come into view. That's slow. So we would like to just do a gigantic jump off screen and hit the gold barrel off screen. I was practicing this a lot before like the stream went up, but I was being tech checked and my consistency on it was not great, but I will try it once, and then if I die, there's no Diddy barrel, so there's a DK only setup that's generally a lot more consistent. I'd like to not take damage from this point onward. I'm not going to do the damage boost setup, but I would, still like not to.
That one Diddy boost, or the Diddy barrel that you just saw, that's the only one in the stage.
Yeah. Right here, this is the last checkpoint, there's no Diddy barrel. If I die, I'll have to do the slow one. And now I'm gonna focus because I would like to try and hit this.
So right now we are waiting for a specific set of comets to arrive. And obviously not take damage. There it is.
That's fine. Yes!
It looks so good when.
Yeah,
when
it's a really cool skip. I'm glad I got to show that one off. It's one of the coolest skips we have, I think. It is really hard to like practice because everything happens off screen. I don't know where the gold barrel is. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. If I don't get it, I just hear I died, and I don't know if I overshot, if I undershot, had too much height, not enough far enough to the right. I don't know where the gold barrel is. I don't know how it moves.
It's like the farthest away possible. You need to activate it at the exact correct moment, but you don't know when that is.
Oh, that might have been early. I thought it was gonna happen a lot sooner.
You've gone there. You was there like way too early.
Yeah.
I think that's mostly it. This is one of those stages. It's the final stage, but it doesn't feel like the final stage. It's the hardest thing to do here is waiting.
Yeah, you get impatient sometimes because you want to, go on the new platforms as fast as possible, and sometimes you misjudge it, and then you just die. Oh wait, that's a Diddy only thing. You need to. If you don't have DK, you need to wait for the next one there. I briefly blanked on that. That's all right. 8-7 is the last platforming stage. There's kind of an auto scroll, but it's not really an auto scroller. At the very end as well. The reason why I sometimes try and go super early on these platforms is because a lot of them are actually triggers for something else to happen. That's true both in this section as well as this one here. There's always certain trigger platforms that will trigger the next part of the level to be built, basically, because we're using all these rock formations that are slowly coming out to platform up here. This is a checkpoint platform for this one. This one's one for this one. The IL is very finicky for this one. Right here, there's a huge minefield I want to damage boost through. It's pretty slow to go through otherwise. Hopefully, we're not out of the woods yet, but the end is in sight. I just need to be a little careful here. It is still very possible to mess up.
Especially with one heart.
Yeah, you're kind of always on one heart here.
I think, yeah.
All right.
Honestly,
and now I just press 2 a lot. They actually do a mean thing in this one. You can see the G right there. You're escaping from the lava, and the G's just slowly floating in there. You need to wait. It's pretty evil. All right. On to the last boss. We'll have a little auto scroll section first, but I think we should just commentary-wise focus on the boss because. There's technically a lot to talk about. This is the last really big hurdle of the run because it's also RNG hell, unfortunately.
I would also like to mention that the moment you get into the final boss, you do not want to die. You get one DK barrel, it's here, but the checkpoint is past it.
Yeah. If you die on the final boss, you have to do the entire thing with just DK, which is not pleasant.
It's very easy to get hit.
This is also pretty easy to choke, actually. If you some obstacles require you to be far ahead on the screen, like this, and then there's some that punish you for doing that. You need to memorize this pretty well. But yeah, final boss. So there's going to be 2 phases. It's Nintendo's obligatory face and hands boss. The first phase is the hands. There's 2 hands, and they have 2 hits each. I think the first 2 attacks are scripted, then there's RNG and wherever, he can have the hands face down, which I need to get a hit, or he can have them face up, and he'll just grab me and hurt me. Him stomping the hands down is also, sometimes he'll delay or fake out. Sometimes it's just finicky to get hits in. Second phase,
he'll start with 1 attack, and then it's random what he does. He can either do some attacks, or you can do the attack that allows you to hit him.
Yeah, thank you.
Let's
see what happens.
Are we doing the new timing or the old timing? That changed.
On Fist Connect on the cutscene in Last Hit.
Yeah, okay.
It's a second into the last cutscene. All right. So that part was pretty much scripted. It's a little tight to actually get the hit on the left side. You have to prepare for it pretty well, and now we'll see what happens. He can have his face down or face up here. That's what we do not want to see, because we can't get a hit in there, and now he just this. Usually you see that, that's fine. He should probably slam now, yeah. And now we get another chance for him to be face up or face down. Oh, that is not good.
That isn't, no. At least with iframe, so that's...
Yeah. Okay, it's okay. I just have to be careful on the last phase because really 3 times in a row. Because his hitbox on the head is actually very wonky. And yeah, have fun. You're so awesome. You really want to have Diddy to go to hover and ensure you hit the middle. Otherwise, you'll bounce off, and I can't do that. So I'll need momentum. So this hit is scripted now. He can do another one, or he can do attacks. Okay, this is good. This is really good.
That is good.
That's just what I meant. Okay, that's fine. He cannot do the third hit right after. We'll see one attack at the very least.
Also important to know is that for the last hit, you do not have a lot of time for it.
Okay. No, we're seeing another one. That's all right. All right, this is it. And
Good thing I hesitated.
yeah, this is really finicky without Diddy. He does the fire wave on the ground when he slams down. But you want to be a little away with DK and get momentum. It's tough. It's a bad time. He can do it as many attacks as he likes in between you being able to hit him. Time! Oh yeah, right. I promised to do this, didn't I? Oh, banana!
We're doing that. So about
you know what? I want to ask something. Can we get the entire audience to do one too? I want to hear that too. 3, 2, 1.
Oh. I'm not audience, am I?
You can't get off scot-free. Come on. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, banana.
Thank you. All right. That was Donkey Kong Country Returns. It was a pretty good run, actually. I hit most of the things that I wanted to do. I had some very interesting deaths, but nothing major went wrong in the grand scheme of things. I'm happy.
This was still a really good run.
Yeah. My PB is like 135. I think world record is like at 127 or something. It's crazy, but I'd say this is already a really good time, especially for a showcase. Yeah, because we finished a little below estimates. I think I have time for some shout-outs. Shout-outs, first of all, to Sir Ruven and Todd Steelemanian for doing the commentary on the German restream. It was kind of on short notice, and it's a little early for them. So big huge shout-outs to them. Huge shout-outs to the German restream and all the other restreams in general. Shout-outs to my family, who I know is watching this from home. Hi! Yeah, shoutouts to Reek for agreeing to do commentary. I had someone else plan originally, but he couldn't make it in time, so yeah, thank you very much.
You're welcome. I offered my services. He didn't even know I ran the game.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, shoutouts to everyone who's here. Shoutouts to everyone who's donated during the run. It was great fun. I had a lot of great friends donate. That made me very happy. Thank you very much. Yeah, this is not technically the last you'll see of me on ESA. I'll be commentating Killer Cheers, Mega Man 04 run on Stream 1. I think it's the night from Wednesday to Thursday. That's an awesome run. Do definitely tune into that. I think I forced you to be on run duty 3 days in a row. You did one on the first day, one on the second day, and now you're here on the couch.
I don't mind. From now on, it's all tech duties.
All right.
For me.
You're free, kinda.
Kinda. Also, let's not forget the DKCR community.
Oh yeah, for
they
sure.
have been a great help as well.
Yeah, running or learning this game is not too hard. You can reference the IL for every level. We have a Discord server. I think you can access it both from the Speedrun.com board for Returns and Tropical Freeze.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of split still in between 1, 2, and 3, and then Returns and Tropical Freeze. So Returns and Tropical Freeze is their own Discord. You can ask away with anything you need. There's channels dedicated to ILs, channels for full game and everything. Usually you'll get a response pretty quickly. If you want to just dip your toes into it, you can do an IL or two. Again, you can submit them to the leaderboards as well. We'd be happy to have you there. And yeah, I think that's it. I can't remember anything. I'm sure I'm forgetting something. I apologize to the person I wanted to shout out in advance, but I think right now that's all I can remember. So yeah, thank you very much for watching this run, and enjoy the rest of the event.